And on some real shit, I never understood how men was feeling until I started messing with women. And I'm not saying this so y'all could be in my comments like, yeah, hell yeah, no, I still don't fuck with y'all. But what I'm saying is these hoes really be out here trying to use you for a check for real. Like, what the fuck? This your first day meeting a girl. You could be like, hey, what's up? What you doing? How you doing? Next thing you know, oh, I'm hungry. Do you feel like buying me some food? Bitch, do it look like I feel like buying you some food? I don't even know you. I don't know you from a can of paint. And like, it's like you can't be like, oh, it's just a few girls. No, I don't know, bitch. Maybe it's just the whole I'm talking to. But god damn, it be like, I just want something to eat. Is you gonna buy it? No, I'm not gonna buy it. I don't know you. I don't know you, Jit.
I don't know why y'all think dating a woman is easier. It's not. My first serious lesbian relationship, I lost so much weight now my draw's too big. And my hair fell out.
Y'all, this next relationship better be my last because dating women is hard. I swear to God, I have one more lesbian relationship in me. I swear to God, it's gonna be the last. You hear me, lesbians? It's so hard to explain to like what few straight friends I have how it's different dating a woman because like, sorry, like dating men, they're easy. The women, you're both like,
There is something very interesting about what you just watched. Because for years, when men said dating has become exhausting, complicated, transactional, and damn dear not worth the headache anymore, there was always somebody ready to tell men that men were the problem. Men were bitter. Men were afraid of commitment. Men didn't know how to talk to women. Men needed to work on themselves. But now we're seated here watching women describe some of the same frustrations. And that's what caught my attention. Not because these three women represent the entire population of women in the whole world. I guess they don't. But they're describing something a lot of men have been talking about for a couple of years now. Dating can be crazy headache. And the first lady said something I want you to remember. She said she never understood how men felt until she started dealing with women herself. That's very important because she didn't learn that from some guy on YouTube. She didn't learn it from a podcast. It was her lived experience. And suddenly she understood what guys have been saying. And that's the part I want you to pay attention to. Because we as men have been told that when we notice certain patterns in dating, we are just being cynical. We are bitter. We are just angry because women rejected us. But there is a clean and clear difference between bitterness and pattern recognition. If something happens to you just once, we can call it a bad experience. But when it happens over and over, you start recognizing it. You start paying attention. And that's not bitterness. That's experience. And that's how humans learn. We learn very well from our experiences. And that's exactly why some men have quietly stepped away from dating. Not because they're bitter. Not because they hate women. Not because they don't want companionship. But simply because after enough bad experiences, the math starts to look different. And look at what this woman is describing. She meets someone today. There is no trust established yet. There is no relationship yet. They barely know each other. And suddenly she's being asked to buy food. And the thing is that this is where people really miss the big picture. Because I don't think it's about food. I don't think it's about $5 or $10. The real problem is underneath it. What do you see me as? Am I someone you're interested in getting to know, or you're just looking at me as a resource? Those are completely two different things, and men understand this very well. A man can be generous. A man can take a woman out for dinner. A man can buy flowers. A man can pay for a date. There is nothing absolutely wrong with that. But generosity is completely different from entitlement. A man choosing to provide is one thing. A stranger expecting you to provide is another thing, bro. And when a man starts feeling like he's being evaluated for what he can spend, for what he can provide, for the kind of lifestyle he can guarantee, for what he can do, he eventually starts asking himself, where do I fit in that equation? Take away what I can do. Where do I fit? Because no man wants to feel like an ATM with personality. And that's one of the reasons dating has become so exhausting for men. He's expected to approach. He's expected to initiate. He's expected to plan. He's expected to spend. He's expected to keep the conversation going. He's expected to absorb rejection. And then if the whole thing doesn't work out, he's still expected to start over again. So eventually, when a man looks at that entire process, he's like, no, I'm good. I'm out of this. And I think that's an important distinction. A man can want love and at the same time hate the process of modern dating. And believe me, those two things can exist at the same time. Because when a man says, I'm opting out, people want to immediately diagnose him. He's bitter. He hates women. He's afraid of commitment. And maybe sometimes that's true. But sometimes the man is simply tired. Sometimes he has looked at the cost in time, in money, in emotional stress, in energy, in rejection, in drama. And he decides that he would rather put his energy somewhere else. He would rather put his resources somewhere else. And that's not hatred. That's a decision. And then we get the second woman. And that one hits different because she's not talking about some man mistreating her. She's talking about her own serious relationship with another woman. She's describing the relationship as so stressful to the point where she lose weight and her hair started falling off. Of course, one person's experience does not prove that every relationship with women is that stressful. We are not going to make that argument. But there is something worth noticing. Men aren't in the equation, yet the relationships are still difficult. That's very important because men are constantly told that if a woman is unhappy in a relationship, then there must be something wrong with the man. And of course, you do have terrible guys as well. I mean, some guys can lie. Some guys can be deceitful. Some guys can cheat. Some guys can be selfish. Men can bring plenty problems in a relationship. That's not the debate. That's not the argument. The argument is what this clip just showed. That a relationship can be dysfunctional even if the man is not involved. Because men are blamed for everything. People are complicated. Relationships are complicated. Two human beings can love each other and still bring out the worst in each other. Two people can love each other and still be completely incompatible. Two people can genuinely care about each other and still create a relationship that destroys their peace. And that's just reality. And then we get to the third woman, and this is where things really get interesting. While she says she's got only one relationship before giving up. Just imagine how frustrating she must be to start thinking that way. And again, a man is not involved. And the good thing is she goes ahead to compare dating men with dating women. She says dating men is easy because men are easy. And the crazy thing is that men have been hearing the opposite for years. Men are difficult. Men don't communicate. Men are emotionally unavailable. Men are immature. Men don't know what a woman wants. Men need to do better. That's what we've been hearing. And then you have a woman describing her own experience and saying for her, dating men was easier. That's what I'm talking about. Because imagine if a man said the same thing about women, people will be having a complete different reaction to it. And that's why this channel exists, to call out the double standards, to make guys see this thing and stop blaming themselves. Of course, I don't want us to believe or think that men are automatically right with everything. We are not. But I don't also want us and society to think men are to be blamed for everything or that men are wrong for everything because that's not true. Here we talk on men's experiences. We call out the double standards. We call out the blame game and we call out the crazy thing that's said about men. And we encourage men to build themselves, to support each other, to never keep quiet when they have to talk, to never apologize for being men. That's what we do here. And if that's what you like, smash that subscribe button. Join the community. Tell me where you're watching from. Tell me what you think about what you just watched. Because that's how we build a community. Look at what is happening. Different people who don't know each other, different relationships, different experiences. But the message is the same. Dating is hard. It's exhausting. It's complicated. It's difficult. And they are not saying this because they are dating men. They are saying this because they are dating women. And that's what men have been saying for years. But men have been blamed for saying that. So maybe the conversation should not always be men are bad, men are this, men are that. Maybe the conversation should be why can't we hold everyone accountable for their actions or their inactions? Why the double standards? Why always pointing a blame finger at one direction? Those are valid questions. Because until we start holding everyone accountable, it's going to be a mess. And men have adapted. Fortunately or unfortunately, men have adapted. Men have noticed all of this long time ago, and most of them decided to pull back. They stopped wanting the process. They stopped wanting to constantly audition. They stopped wanting to prove their worth. They stopped wanting to spend their money on strangers who might not even respect them. They stopped wanting to chase people who send them mixed signals. And finally, they've stopped making dating the center of their lives. And that's not a problem. That's understandable. Looking at the social situation we have now, relationships should add something to your life. They should not become your entire life. They should not become the reason you exist. A man must focus on his health, on his wealth, on his career, on his money, on his body, on his mindset, on his competence, on his confidence, on his purpose, on his hobbies, on his peace. And if dating is constantly taking away all of that from him, he's allowed to step back out of it. He's allowed to opt out because he should be the priority of his own life. I'm talking to you, my bro. I'm talking to you. And this is not weakness. This is not misogyny. This is not bitterness. This is just you saying it's not working for you anymore. This is you regaining your freedom. And if you're enjoying this conversation, consider joining the membership and becoming a member of this channel, because members are the ones who push the thing going. And if you want further support, check on our store and get our merch. We have some nice hoodies, we have some t-shirts, some shirts, nice stuff. Support and push the mission. And shout out to my man Lance, the wolf himself. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Thank you, man. Now, to every guy watching this, don't chase someone simply because you're afraid of being lonely. Don't stay with someone simply because you are afraid you won't find another person. And don't sacrifice your peace simply because you want to tell people you also have a girlfriend. That's not winning. Winning is building a life you are proud of and then deciding who deserves a place in that life. I will just end it here for today. But before you go, consider checking out this My Fitness channel. If you're about getting fit, getting in shape, living a healthy, better life, building your mental and physical well-being, go check it out because I'm pouring stuff that's going to help you get back on track. And if you're tired of this dating noise and you want to opt out, I'll help you. There's a comment on the comment section below. The first comment. It's a free guide. It's called the opt-out decision test. It will help you decide if you want to opt out or not. If you're doing it based on logic or you're doing it based on feelings or emotions. Again, it's free. Check it out. And before you sign out, check this video on the screen because you're going to learn something new. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, share, like, hype, comment, join the membership, buy the merch, do whatever you can do to support the mission, because I alone am nothing. But with you, with your support, we can only grow bigger and bigger. See you in the next one.